I don't like the sound of that. I once saw a soul-skin get an arrow right in the eye. I couldn't stop thinking about how much I wanted to put an arrow in so have a serious problem. What? That's my imagination, I suppose. Clean out your ears. You're always hearing things. I know you think you can This grog's powerful stuff. Don't know what's
It's clear.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? Welcome to my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know how the hell you got here, but welcome. If you're watching this on BitChute, thank you so much and welcome. My name is Hyperchaotic with a K, double R, and let's get into the video. So, if you haven't been hearing the news, I'm pretty sure you probably heard about it. I heard this shit blew up on Twitter. I don't fuck with Twitter, but a lot of people do. And even then, there's a lot of YouTube news channels that picked it up and started talking about it. And even movie and animation channel too, because the news mainly had to do with the WB movie Space Jam. New Legacy. And supposedly the internet was going apeshit over Lola Bunny's new design. All because of the shape of her physique. Now, I'm going to put this image up on screen right now. A lot of you people may or may not have seen this image pairing online, but essentially what has been said is the image on the left, or is it the left, or no, sorry, it'll probably be your left looking at the screen, but it'll technically be on the right of the screen. No, I'm just going to say that you're most likely facing your screen, so the left. On the left of the screen is what was said to be the original design of her physique from the original first Space Jam. The second one is supposed to be her new design for the new movie Space Jam Legacy. People went apeshit because they wanted to know why the hell they even changed it in the first place. Which, for those of you who don't know, they changed it for one simple fact. Woke points. We're as woke as possible. Let's show how woke we are, especially on International Women's Day. Was it still International Women's Day? I know it was International Women's Month, right? Is it? I don't even remember anymore. I'm not paying attention to any form of holidays whatsoever. I didn't even give a fuck when Christmas came around. I just don't care anymore. But they announced the new design. There are a lot of people going apeshit because they're only doing it for woke points. Because they're even saying like, oh, we changed the design from her looking from very curvy and sexy to strong, which I don't know what about that design looks quote unquote strong. The design of Lola Bunny's physique looks to me of and I know this is going to be crazy to hear, but hear me out, because I think the design kind of makes sense given what she's supposed to be and the type of movie she's in. But to me, the design she looks doesn't really look strong, but her body design, her physique, really resembles something of I don't know, a Looney Tune, because she's correct me if I'm wrong, a fucking Looney Tune. So I don't know what stupid ass PR stunt they thought they were gonna get away with trying to say this was a strong physique of a strong independent woman. Which strong in what way? Emotionally, physically? She literally just looks like the design of a Looney Tune in this image on the right. Which, by the way, supposedly that's not even gonna be an image of her in the actual movie. That is just promotional art, which is not uncommon for promotional art and animations in trailers even to be different from the actual film itself. One good example will be Marvel with their movies, specifically Thor Ragnarok. Like how I don't think not too many people even remember his eye coming out in the trailer. I don't remember his eye coming out in the trailer, and then, well, look what happened in the movie. So that's not uncommon. Producers, advertisers, they whoever makes the trailers, they do that shit all the time. That's nothing new. But again, the design itself was new. And even then, that's not going to be the design in the movie. So that doesn't even matter, which good because a lot of people are saying this, and I definitely agree with this. Is that she looks her design looks very fucking weird, especially with her face and her head shape with the rest of her body. The rest of her body screams Looney Tunes. Her face screams Animaniacs. And apparently, a lot of people thought the same thing, and were saying she looks a lot more like a slappy squirrel than an actual Lola bunny. Kind of funny, but I agree. She kind of does in this image. And it's funny. I've heard the complaints on both sides for both images. For example, for the original design, a lot of women complaining that the original design is sexist, it's misogynistic. Look at all these crying incel baby bitches that they don't own the rights to a woman's body. Which who the fuck is what? Who? How did you even come to that conclusion? This is sexist, misogynistic. You just want to own the rights to women's bodies. Who the fuck said anything about that? Nobody said anything about that. And then the other side is, oh, why the hell did you change her? The whole point of her was supposed to look sexy. She looked sexy, and now she just looks ugly this time. Or, why did you change her? You just did it for the sake of vote points. It's absolutely stupid and pointless. Or, and believe it or not, there are a lot of women saying this complaint. Why did you change her? I liked her design before. She felt like a perfect representation of how I felt growing up like a little girl, or how I felt as a woman with a very feminine and curvy physique, and how women with a very sexy physique can still be very strong and confident, which is fair and makes sense. Which I'm going to get into the Lola Bunny's character in the original Space Jam in a sec, which I obviously cannot talk about New Legacy, mainly for the fact that it hasn't dropped yet. But I'm going to get to that in a sec, because that to me actually kind of makes sense. And this shit is just all crazy and all over the place. Now, I definitely don't know where the conclusion of about it, the design being misogynistic, or about all the complaints about guys just wanting to own a woman's body. Definitely just women. These women are having their own issues that they're probably sick of dealing with and projecting onto this, which has nothing to do with that. And I find it funny and ridiculous. There are some people out there complaining how our design is not sexy anymore, which, motherfucker, have you ever heard of Rule 34? Have you ever heard of E621? If you're that fucking horny, my dude, go take a trip down to one of those two sites, have a clarity nut, and you'll feel better. Relax. It's a fucking cartoon. Jesus. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm sorry, just this whole drama fiasco is just so fucking funny. It's just so stupid. Recently, a day or two ago, I had watched a video by Saberspark. Because of this whole fiasco, he decided to make a little something off of it while he still can, while the topic was still popular, and actually dove into the background, history, and character of Lola. What is wrong with me? Lola Bunny herself, which I will leave a link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. It was a very interesting video, and I found it very interesting, mainly for the fact that I actually never knew Lola Money existed before Space Jam. Like, legitimately, back when I just saw it as a little kid, I originally thought that Lola Money was just an originally created uh, just for the sake of Space Jam because I had never seen her in any of the original Looney Tune cartoons. And I don't remember seeing any other adaptations up until the Looney Tunes show when they eventually changed their model then. And I'm surprised that nobody was complaining then, but they're all of a sudden complaining now. Like, seriously, nobody was complaining about her new design in the Looney Tunes show. But in Space Jam, people all of a sudden have an issue, which I can understand for like what's that word for not is it consistency? I think it's consistency. When it comes to consistency to story, given that Space Jam: A New Legacy is technically supposed to be a sequel and not a remake or a reboot, which for some reason a lot of people think it's a remake or a reboot. Apparently not. It's supposed to be a sequel. Now, if you're talking about consistency, then I can understand your complaints of it not making any sense. But at the same time, it's Looney Tunes. It's wacky. They're stretchy. I mean, hell, look at even Space Jam itself.
A delicate pink skin.
Anyway, so I remember back in the day, I originally thought Lola Bunny was just originally created for the sake of being Bugs Bunny's girlfriend in the Space Jam movie. The first half of that is true. The second part of it specifically for Space Jam, is not. Apparently, she has existed even before that, even as far as the 50s and 60s. Back when even Bugs was originally created, they were just trying to figure out how her design would be so she didn't just look like Bugs Bunny in drag, which we already got plenty of that out there. Both in legitimate, actual working copyrighted art and episodes of said shows, not just very, very horny fan art. But anyways, they've been trying to work with the design for the longest. Apparently, they've been trying to work on their character for the longest. In the case of Space Jam, they specifically wanted her, and I'm not joking when I say this, they specifically wanted her design to be sexy, but not too sexy. And that is exactly what her actual original design in Space Jam is, essentially, for lack of a better way to describe it. Sexy, but not too sexy. By the way, here's the image of her actual design and physique in the movie versus the images everybody was comparing to online. Crazy to think, but the image that everybody was complaining about, uh, what do you know? One's actually not in the movie, and the other one's not even really from the other fucking movie either. In fact, the one on the left, that's fan art. Goes to show if you guys are that fucking horny, just take a trip down E621, get a fat bin, get your clarity nut out. You'll feel better. Relax. Have a nap afterwards if it really helps. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, that's not even actually originally her design. People are just complaining about nothing. Both sides are. And even then, although technically her her design was just a trope, she was literally designed exactly how the producers wanted her to be. The writers and the director and so forth did a little bit more with the character than expected. Because if my memory is correct from the movie, she wasn't only sexy for the sake of being sexy. She wasn't only flirtatious for the sake of being flirtatious, or being curvy for the sake of being curvy, or being a woman for the sake of being a woman. No. She actually had some character, some depth to her. She was flirtatious, but she was confident, and she demanded respect just as much as anybody else. You don't want to give it to her, she was going to get it from you one way or another. One way she did it in the movie Space Jam, she dunked on everybody when they kept talking shit, talking about, you can't ball, you're a girl. And she was like, oh, bet? And just fucking dunks on all of them, talking about, Y'all can't even fucking dribble, let alone play ball. I actually know how to play the fucking game. If anybody's gonna be teaching anybody here, I'm gonna be teaching y'all. Which technically Michael Jordan was the one who's gonna be teaching. But if my memory is correct, she ends up helping him because again, she actually knows how to play the fucking game. She actually had some character to her. Her design, her physique was a trope, but she actually had some character. The writers, the animators, the directors did a good job and at least getting her some character that a lot of people respected her character, liked her character, looked up to her character when they were young, women who were little girls or even just young women. And even then, let's look at the fact that she's playing basketball. She is playing a sport. Okay, that's number one. Number two, she is a cartoon. She is an animation. One thing that cartoons and animations tend to do a lot is they imitate real life. Ever heard the expression art imitates life? Okay? And number three, in real life, as sometimes art will imitate life, in real life, women who play sports, women who exercise, women who fucking go hard in the physical sports they like to play at, guess what? Go take a good look at them. From women to play who actually play legitimate basketball or baseball or just love to exercise or are bodybuilders. They got nicer, curvier, somewhat built, and somewhat sexier physiques. Isn't any fucking surprised? You exercise, you move your body, you play physical games, and over time, your body morphs a certain way from the way you've been moving from in your exercises. Not only that, your body gets better, your health gets better, you'll feel better. In other words, they're athletic, and they have a fucking athletic body. And guess what? Some people just happen to find athletic bodies sexy. That's not an issue. That's not a problem. Everybody does. From men to women, we like sexy bodies. We like athletic, sexy bodies in men and women. We like to see it. We like to look at it. Nothing wrong with that. That's why models exist. That's what they're paid to do. Anyway, so for me personally, even though that actually wasn't a point of her design or her character originally, and it was supposed to be the trope, even then, given the point of the movie and given the way her character turned out to be, her body, her design, her physique made fucking sense for her character. She plays basketball, a physical sport, and an exercise. She has an athletic body because she plays an athletic sport. She's an athlete. Just like Michael Jordan, the athlete. They they had featured in the movie. And just like LeBron James, it's about they have this LeBron right in New Legacy. I'm pretty sure it's LeBron James. But anyways, just like they have LeBron James, another basketball related athlete that they have in the movie. And I guarantee you, there are some women and maybe even men out there that like LeBron James or even Michael Jordan's body and physique. Why? Because it's athletic. And some people find athleticism sexy in men and in women. Especially in women. Because women are just a prettier creature, let's be honest. The only reason there's no reason to even be upset about this because it's a fucking cartoon character. Look, if you personally don't like it when people are constantly gawking at you or staring at you or catcalling you, that's understandable. But this is just a fucking cartoon. Relax. Right? This has nothing to do with your personal life. There's no need to project. Just fucking relax. And even then, you shouldn't even complain about her past design because her past design made sense for her fucking character for what she turned out to be. Even though she originally turned out to be a trope, her final product was more than just a fucking trope. She actually had character. She actually had development. She actually had personality. And her body, her physique made sense with said that. With just that. It made fucking sense, at least to me, who originally watched the movie. So this whole drama is just for nothing. It's just fucking ridiculous. I don't. It's just ugh. Both sides are complaining for nothings. You horny fuckers, go to E6, go to Rule 34, get your clarity nut. All those crying misogyny, shut the fuck up. And personally, I don't even give a fuck about the design myself. Personally, the only part that I think is really fucking stupid is doing it for the sake of woke points. But even then, we're talking about trying out new designs for the sake of trying out new designs and see how they work with the new animation, the new story and whatnot. Fuck it, go for it. They did it with the Looney Tunes show, and it worked out for the Looney Tunes show. I honestly liked the show at the time when I watched it for the character that they turned Lola Bunny into. I thought it was alright, pretty whacked out, but that was kind of the whole point. But I was with it all the way through. I thought it was fine. But now all of a sudden people are complaining, especially when they're not even looking at the right pictures anyways. Give me a fucking break. Honestly, just the internet sometimes is just fucking ridiculous. Really, like honestly. Listen, new movie, new time. Let them experiment. It's whatever. Sure, I agree with a lot of people for the reasons why they made their decision. It's fucking stupid, but whatever. You know, it's their movie. Let them make them how they make it. At the end of the day, we gotta just judge the movie for what it is, not whether or not Lola Bunny is sexy or not. And if you motherfuckers are that fucking horny, just go to E621. Motherfucker, it's not that hard. It's very easy. Go to Google or just type in e621.com. That's it. And you know what? Since we're on the topic of Lola Money and the new Legacy Space Jam, I'm gonna quickly bring up Pepelepew because apparently Pepelepew got canceled straight out of the fucking movie. Which, how the hell did you cancel a fictional character? So apparently, what a lot of people didn't understand was, which first of all, I actually had to remind myself of the joke myself because I remember originally back when I saw the cartoons, and I forgot about the part where Pepe Le Pew is a fucking skunk, and you know, skunks stink. That's literally the whole point of his name. It's kind of a joke, other than the fact that he's supposed to be like, you know, French. He's supposed to be a stinky skunk, so you know, Pepe Le Pew, you know. And he was always trying to hit on chicks, mainly specifically this one cat, supposed I think called Penelope or something like that. I forget the name of the cat, but he's always trying to hit on this cat who always seemed to never be interested, mainly because he fucking stink. And apparently, in one episode, he finally decided to spray himself with some perfume, which, if anything, he should have just really taken a bath, then sprayed himself with some cologne. And all of a sudden, she was all over him because he didn't fucking stink. The joke was that he stunk. Now, originally, I remember when I was little, I kind of thought the joke was he's an asshole. He doesn't know how to keep his hands to himself. Which, even though I forgot about the part where he's a skunk, even then, there were scenes where he just straight up didn't keep his hand to himself. Or even I was like, damn, bro, get the fucking hints. I'm pretty sure every time your ass is getting knocked the fuck out by something coming your way, whether she's throwing it or not. And even then, supposedly in the movie, they were gonna have a scene. They were gonna have a scene where an actress was gonna be at a bar, and Pepelepew was gonna be the bartender, hitting on her, kissing up on her arm. It was gonna be unwanted and unwarranted. She was gonna knock him out with a stool, move on. The main characters will come and tell him, "Hey, that shit's unacceptable. You can't be touching people without their consent." That would have been an understandable message to put for the kids. Now, even then, though, again, I forgot the original joke. They're clearly not getting the joke of Pippa Le Pew. Even then, for the message they were trying to make, that would have been understandable. Fuck it, doing anyways. New interpretation, anyways. Who gives a fuck? And besides, again, at the same time, I do remember scenes where he wouldn't keep his hand to himself, even though the cat is literally fucking shoving him away. Yes, I know she's eventually fell for him once he smelled good. Not that I think fucking the original Looney Tunes TV show has any fucking uh, canon connection with each episode. You know, I never saw it as an you know, canon linear story. I'm pretty sure it's very, very episodic. But you know, I digress. Nevertheless, my point being, it was a joke. Don't ruin the joke. Don't ruin the shtick, and just move on with it. No, they had to cancel him from the whole movie. Which, even if they didn't get the joke and were, you know, doing something else as a different joke or to teach a lesson, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. Let them have it. No, you have to cancel it because people are going to be offended by Pepe Le Pew and the fact that he's very grabby, grabby. Even though the whole point of the scene was he was going to get what's coming to him for being grabby, grabby. But okay, whatever. Again, people don't seem to really have gotten the joke. Honestly forgot the original joke. Even then, new interpretation, whatever. Especially since for what they didn't like him for, he was essentially going to get his payback. But never mind. I guess I don't know. It's just welcome to the fucking internet, 2020. People trying to censor everything for the dumbest little shit. And companies trying to get that woke points, so hopefully they can get your actual dollar points. Well, yeah. That said, that was my topic. Let me know what any of you think in the comment section down below if anybody actually watched this. If you did somehow watch this on YouTube, and you watch this all the way to the end. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering too much. And that's what I get for sucking on a goddamn cough drop while talking. But whatever. If you watch this on YouTube, thank you so much. If you watched to the end, which you obviously wouldn't be hearing this if you didn't, double thank you, triple thank you if you subscribe and rate and comment. You know the shtick. Same to you on BitChute. If you watched, thank you to the end. Double thank you, triple thank you if you subscribe, comment, like, whatnot. If not, if you're gonna try again next time, or you watch to the end and I'm just not for you, thank you for sticking to the end anyways. Nevertheless, thank you for even sticking to the end and sticking with me to my point. What more do I need to say? Just thank you. You know, I'm still starting off. I'm still. Here are my numbers. Thank you again. Goodbye. Chaotic out.
Did you hear that? Wouldn't mind eating one of them big spider legs. ball. You still want to fight? I'll fight you.
Do you think the Overlord is afraid of spiders?
I don't think the Overlord is afraid of anything. That's why he...